is. It's in plain sight. You see it every day. You just don't know that you're looking at it.
It's John Perez's job to look and really see.
So in a 24-hour period, there was over 12,000 individual ads posted on multiple commercial sex websites.
Just in DFW, and with nearly 15 years experience as an agent and the leader of the North Texas Trafficking Task Force, he knows what he's looking at.
So we try and go after consumers as well as the sellers of commercial sex.
Because aside from the fact that buying sex became a felony in Texas in 2021, even prostitution typically isn't what it looks like.
Most of trafficking is conducted online.
What do you hear from these people who have done this?
So, these traffickers are very well spoken. They're usually very eloquent, and they bring this promise of grandeur.
For example, these. At first glance, they look like art, but look deeper. You'll see a culture.
The spider web is indicative of prey being caught in the spider's web and can't escape from it.
These were seized from a man in Plano. He'd called police to report a theft. They found dozens of them hanging on his walls. A closer look.
This just has a lot of common human trafficking slang and terminology.
Tipped them off.
It turned out to be a multi-state trafficking organization.
Perez uses them to train other officers.
And then some were just so graphic we had to destroy them.
The ones they kept tell a story Becca Charleston knows well.
The allure is that ostentatious, that fancy lifestyle.
She was a teenager when she met her trafficker.
I found myself in the backseat of a car on Harry Hines Boulevard at 17 years old, being told exactly how to ask people to have sex with me and exactly how much money I had to charge them. That one day turned into the next 10 years of my life.
Years of violence, fear, and manipulation. She was also arrested multiple times.
I did not have hope for a future that did not revolve around my body being sold.
But even then,
I didn't believe I was a victim of human trafficking. I fully blamed myself for my own circumstances.
And that is a major detail agents like Perez have to hone in on.
You may see them walking down the street in Dallas, advertising themselves for commercial sex. What you don't see is the trafficker sitting a block away.
He says it's time to see victims through the lens of their trauma and adopt a victim-centered approach.
I think as we change that opinion, and then also as we change the law enforcement approach, we're going to be a lot more successful.
In 2021, HSI arrested 221 people in human trafficking investigations and identified 42 victims. Those numbers have grown each year.
I don't hear the word no very often when I ask for things, money, resources, personnel, to get the job done.
The issue itself is huge.
Worldwide, it's only second to narcotics trafficking. It's in the billions of dollars.
Agents like Perez are trained to see the clues that are right in front of us.
Choosing season is something that these targets and traffickers talk about, where a victim of trafficking will choose their trafficker.
But every story of survival and recovery, every story like Becca Charleston's.
So when you asked, how does this affect us? That's what we try.
Their eyes may be trained to see, but the impact is never lost.
It's those stories, it's those victims when you see the change. By far the biggest surprise.
In Dallas-Fort Worth, I'm Morgan Young.